Hello viewers, welcome back to At Ease No Media, where we discuss media related topics at ease. So today in this video, we will be discussing about the different objectives of mass communication. This particular video is divided into two parts. In the first part, we will be understanding about the concepts of mass communication's objective. Why objectives are important in mass communication. After that, we will be understanding in details the different objectives of mass communication. So let's move on. As you guys can see, it is the mass. We can see the masses over here. Now, how to communicate with the mass? We will be communicating, or anyone communicates with the mass via mass communication. Quite obvious. So mass communication, the meaning of mass communication is a public message which must be disseminated to the masses, be it government message, be it any private individual's message, anything, any communication designed for a huge number of public is communicated via mass communication. As you guys can see a image over here, I won't give up. This is not mass communication. This is interpersonal communication. Now let's quickly move on to the next slide, where we will be understanding about the different objectives of mass communication. The main objectives of mass communication are as follows. In the next slide, we will be discussing about each objectives in details. First objective that we will be learning about is about informing people. The mass communication's first objective is to inform people. Communication means providing information, informing the huge audience. So as you guys can see on the screen, it is clearly written as giving the general public information is mass communication's primary goal. Informations about what? Informations on mass communication may be related to entertain, recreation, public holidays, sports, weather, products, etc., etc., and etc. So informing people about certain things, be it government's announcement, be it private announcement, anything and everything, information of people, information of huge audience comes under mass communication. Now moving on to the second objective, that is building public opinion. Public opinion is also built by mass communication. That means mass communication also helps to build a public opinion. As you guys can see, creating public opinion on national or worldwide topic is a key goal of mass communication. That means the mass communication wants to convey the message to the public, thus creating an opinion. And that opinion can be related to national interest or a worldwide interest. So this opinion is gathered. Public gathers information from the mass media or the mass communication. The communicators are giving us information, and that information is received, thus creating a strong opinion. This opinion is also created due to the presence of mass communication. It is quite obvious and simple. Now moving on to the next part, that is persuasion. To persuade. Mass communication influences people to persuade, and this particular thing is related with marketing part. Be it any product, any service, from the point of view of the producers, they want to convince their consumer. So this game is like a target audience. So to influence the target audience, then again it comes the role of mass communication to persuade, to influence, to make them believe. This behavioral attitude of a particular individual is also done by mass communication. As you guys can see in the screen, that the goal of mass communication is to influence people's attitude. Influence people's attitude, belief and behavior about variety of topics. That topics can be of anything: smoking, voting, religious views, anything and everything. Now coming to the next point, that is government policies, to circulate the government policies. Mass communication also helps the government to circulate their policies, their rules and regulations to the mass. Government means it's a part of democracy. Democracy means public, and the public must know the rules and regulations. These rules and regulations are disseminated via mass communication. So let's quickly check an.
आज माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, हम स्टार्टअप्स, यूनिकॉर्न्स में इस मामले में दुनिया में टॉप 3 में पहुंच गए। कौन हिंदुस्तानी होगा जिसको गर्व नहीं होगा?
So as you can see, the government circulates policy via mass communication. So this video has been shown in different broadcasting channels, in television, in YouTube and everywhere. Now quickly moving on to the next part where we will be discussing about the disseminate health and education program. Mass communication also disseminates health related news, health related informations. How? By spreading awareness about the vaccination dates, sanitation procedures, birth control, population related news. Thus, to simply educate the mass regarding health, mass communication is also used. Now we will be understanding about the entertainment part. The main objective of mass communication is to provide pleasure and entertainment. As the common dialogue of dirty picture goes like entertainment, entertainment and entertainment. The mainstream media are excellent providers of entertainment and enjoyment because mass communication provides entertainment to the masses. Almost all forms of mass media includes amusement. For entertainment and enjoyment, the general public, radio, television, now new media, every media is providing entertainment because the main element of communication is entertaining the mass. By entertaining the mass attracts to the particular content. Each and every content must be entertaining. Entertainment not only means comedy. Entertainment can also be served other than comedies. Where the audience attracts themselves is known as entertaining the mass. Now moving on, after entertainment there comes the part of connectivity or connection. Establish mass communication always establish a social connection, not only in social media like Facebook, YouTube, but also offline connections are also considered as mass communication. It is also a main objective of communication. That means to create a linkage between people, between the interpersonal, not interpersonal, interpersonal. That means two or more people. This communication, the gap between persons is filled, is breached by the mass communication. Hence, linkage or establishing contact and linkage between people also falls under a major objective of mass communication. Quickly moving on to the next part, that is the part where we will be discussing about disaster and calamity related news. Mass communication, as we know, also spreads information regarding disaster and calamities. Public response, public understanding these messages must be disseminated by mass communication, none other than mass communication. Disaster may be man-made, disaster may be natural. In both the situations, mass communication also plays a vital role. As you guys can see, there is two different images over here on your left hand side and on your right hand side. One is stating the natural disaster, another is stating the man-made disaster. In both cases, we are having mass communication to disseminate the message. As it is clearly mentioned over here, public understanding of how to respond man-made and natural calamities, which includes war, riots, floods, earthquakes, is another goal of mass communication. In the time of crisis, mass communication guides the masses. They require guidelines, tactics, programs disseminated through mass media. It is again no one but the mass media, mass communication, who is disseminating this message, who is crafting this message to the beautiful audience in a systematic way. Now quickly moving on to the next part of this objective of mass communication, that is highlight diplomatic role. As we know, there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. How we are thinking it makes that particular decision good or bad. Now as far as mass communication, the objectives of mass communication is concerned, it highlights diplomatic role. It highlights which is good and which is bad. So it generally creates a preconceived notion about it, about a particular opinion, about a particular issue. Now moving on to the last and final objectives of mass communication, where it promotes an ideology, especially it promotes political ideology about the ruling party and about the opposition party. What the media is injecting, thus it's making an opinion on the public. How it's making an opinion? By the media. Media is itself creating a situation, creating an objective, creating an ideologies as far as politics is concerned. So media helps the political parties to form their opinion. So well, this was it with today's video where we discuss about different objectives of mass communication. Thank you guys for watching At Ease No Media, where we discuss media related topics at ease. Keep supporting. Thank you.